Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special guest and my friend Shreyans Singh. अगर आप LinkedIn यूज करते हो तो आप इस बंदे को पक्का जानते होगे. इसके अराउंड 78,000 फॉलोअर्स हैं LinkedIn पे.
Oh my God! Wow!
एंड अगर आप मुझे LinkedIn पे फॉलो करते हो तो मेरी बेकार से बेकार पोस्ट जिस बंदे को इन्फॉर्मेटिव लगती है वो ये बंदा है श्रेयांश सिंह.
Bruh.
एंड हाँ, ही पोस्ट कंटेंट अबाउट टेक स्टार्टअप्स बिजनेस इन जनरल. तो इसका मैं लिंक्डइन का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में डाल दूंगा. एंड हाँ भाई, तू इंट्रोड्यूस कर अपने आप को जो मैंने मिस करा हो कुछ.
Okay, hi, hi everyone. Hi Devansh के subscribers. देवांश और मैं बैचमेट्स हैं. हम लोग बीट्स गोवा में साथ में सीएस में थे. देवांश ने पढ़ाई की थी, मैंने नहीं.
Why did you start writing on LinkedIn?
तो I started writing in my second year of college. मैं during COVID में घर बैठा था, बोर हो रहा था. तो so I was like, ठीक है, let's try this thing called writing. I started writing on Medium. वहाँ से start किया था. I was writing about startups and as Devansh said about startups and technology and stuff. वहाँ से फिर then Quora, then finally on LinkedIn, where I found कि हाँ यहाँ पे सबसे यहाँ पे बेस्ट मतलब जिसने में मजा आ रहा है. So I kept writing on LinkedIn. Uh, I was writing about startups mainly, yeah. Over time I evolved my niche. I was writing about then I started writing about Indian startups. Then उसके बाद like late stage Indian startups. Then overall technology. मतलब over time I kept evolving my niche. I also expanded to on Twitter and to my own newsletter called Integral. Uh, yeah, so I've been writing for like 3 years now. Today I have 78k followers on LinkedIn, 23k on Twitter, and 8k on my newsletter. So around like 100k subscribers, followers overall on social media. And yeah, like it's been a rewarding journey so far. Thank you, Devansh, for having me.
अरे भाई. So what are the current avenues in terms of writing that you have explored?
Sure. So I started writing on LinkedIn. Started through LinkedIn. Over time, as I said, I expanded to Twitter and my own newsletter. Then I also started freelancing. I started writing LinkedIn content for clients. And recently, I started a job in the same field, content writing. So I started a position as an editor in chief at Pact Publishing, which is a company based out of UK. My job there is I work in the newsletters division. I'm responsible for growing a newsletter called CrowdPro. It currently has 30k subscribers. So yeah, that's all the avenues in writing I'm in so far.
बढ़िया यार. अरे तो जब कोई भी ऐसे कोई क्रिएटिव साइड हसल शुरू करता है तो ऐसे मन में सवाल आता है. दो सवाल आते हैं मेनली जो मेरे भी आते हैं. एक तो फर्स्ट इज लोग क्या कहेंगे, मतलब लोग जज करेंगे कि मैं क्या कंटेंट बनाता हूँ. क्रिंज लोग, कुछ लोग को हो सकता है क्रिंज लगता हो. दूसरी चीज ये आती है कि ये तो चलो पास वाले लोग जिनको तुम जानते हो वो. दूसरे कि बाकी लोग क्या कहेंगे जो बाहर वाले हैं कि ये बंदा जिन चीजों के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं उसमें एक्सपर्ट तो है नहीं. अब तेरे पास एमबीए की डिग्री नहीं है और मुझे पता है तूने कितना टेक किया है. तो तू तो तू जैसे कंटेंट लिख रहा है तो ये दो चीजों को कैसे टैकल किया कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, और विदाउट बीइंग एन एक्सपर्ट हाउ आर यू राइटिंग अबाउट थिंग्स which you probably don't know a lot about?
For the first question, I've never actually worried about what people will say because I was always like, "Ki I'm doing this sort of like a side thing." Matlab, I started doing it as a matlab ki side project type of thing. So I was like, "Haan, cool. Let's see where it goes." And the good thing was that people around me actually supported it. I started doing it while I was the part of my college entrepreneurship club called Cell Beats Goa. So there, my seniors, my batchmates, including Devansh, supported me a lot. I remember like in the first few months, the only likes I got were from the people at Cell. So yeah, that was the support from the people I got was really good. Uh, Regarding the second question, uh, I've never tried to position myself as an expert in this sort of things because I know I'm not an expert. Rather, what I do is I try to share what I'm learning about these things because startups, technology, all these are very exciting fields and like lots of new developments are happening every day. So what I try to do is share what I am learn I read about these things and I share it with my followers. So I'm not like trying no my position is not as an expert but rather someone who found something interesting. I shared it online, that sort of thing. Sometimes I'll share my opinion, sometimes I share the information, that sort of thing.
Sometimes you comment on other people's post, which is
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
and
that is a recent thing, and I'm really enjoying that. I
cool.
call it I call it shit commenting.
Yeah. So managing college and a side hustle, and in general, now that both of us are managing a job, full-time job, and these things. So how do you stay consistent? Like, how do you plan? What is your schedule? Like weekly schedule? मैं भी जानना चाहूंगा ये काफी. मैं consistent नहीं रह पाता इसलिए.
During college, initially I was at home, so it was, I think, easy to manage. I used to, like, maybe read for 1 hour, and then in the next 1 hour I'll write the post. So that was like, in the initial days it wasn't very difficult to manage acads and this stuff, and I wasn't really good at acads, so I didn't really, it wasn't really a problem for me. Later on, when I got serious about writing, when I actually got some followers, started earning money, that's when I decided to take take academics light and focus more on writing. So there, so at that time I used to read for, like, read content, read, so content and sources for like 3 4 5 hours in the morning or maybe afternoon, and then at night I used to write. In the morning I used to write, that sort of thing. So yeah, but then when my internship started and then when my job started, this wasn't possible. So I had to adjust. Uh, what I did was I sort of had a schedule that if I'm working from 9 to 5 in the job, so after that I'll come when I'm home. Usually people, so what I did was, when I go to I read sources, and I read up on the content for the day, and then at night and in the morning I wrote the articles. I scheduled them, and when you're doing during the job, I realized the importance of weekends. Like during weekends, I schedule the content for the next week. Usually, it's not possible because nowadays it takes me a lot of time to read the content. But yeah, that's what the goal is. That's how you can do. So
People who've been wanting to start a side hustle, I think this is the way to go. This is the perfect way
yeah,
to. And
yeah.
since you mentioned ki like it's you started making money via these things, so I think all of us are very curious to know first of all कि तूने कितना पैसा कमाया है अभी तक, and what are your different, more than that, what are your different streams of income? Because writing is like very general, right? कि मैं लिखता हूँ. Now you can publish a book, you can do something. So what are your different streams of income? And what are the freedoms actually? Like what are the freedoms that this side hustle has given to you? ये तीन क्वेश्चन है एक साथ.
Uh, I think I'll start with the second question first. The different streams of income in writing, and my different streams of income in writing. As you said, the first is the most obvious, publishing a book, but that is, I think, usually the very advanced stage. Usually, a lot of people who I know are writers earn through freelancing. That is, the most common and the best way to earn as a writer. What you do is, there are lots of business executives, CEOs, founders who want to establish themselves on social media, but they don't have the time. So what freelancers do is they ghostwrite for them on social media. They write LinkedIn posts, they write Twitter posts, they even make YouTube videos, but they're not writers. But okay, yeah, they write Medium blogs, that sort of stuff. So this is the first thing, freelancing slash ghostwriting. This is the biggest uh, revenue stream, slash this is the best and biggest revenue stream for all writers. The second is sponsorships. What you do is, once you have a sizable following on social media, brands will approach you to promote their products to your audience. So, and they pay you good money for that. So that is another way of monetizing. That is one another way of earning as a writer. Uh, the third way is through a job. What I'm doing, you get a job. I love writing. I love writing a newsletter. Since I already have my own newsletter, so the job I got a pact as the editor in chief of a newsletter was like an awesome job for me. So I went for it. Uh, Now the first question: how much I am earning as writing? Okay, so I'll give you a ballpark of how much I'm earning as a writer. Uh, I started earning as a writer in my third year of college. Uh, by the time I graduated, I had paid half of my college bill.
Guys, as you can guess, बिट्स की फीस कितनी होती है, तो उस हिसाब से तुम देख लो कि क्या होगा. आई थिंक द ऑडियंस इज स्मार्ट इनफ. एंड ठीक है, कूल. और हाँ, what are the freedom that having a side hustle writing has given you?
I think the biggest freedom is creativity. I get to express myself in front of so many people, express my thoughts, my opinions, my ideas. That is, I think, the far by far the biggest freedom writing has given me. This side hustle has given me. Because tomorrow, even if I don't have any followers, even if I don't have things, I know that I'll still keep writing because I enjoy this freedom. I want to express my ideas about startups and business and stuff. So yeah, that is one of the biggest things, one of the biggest freedoms I get from writing. The second is sort of like a comfort net that, yeah, you know that you have a backup plan in case things go wrong, things go south. So yeah, that is not of freedom, I think, but more of like a peace of mind, a sort of a backup plan. Yeah, I think these are I think the freedoms that writing has given me that come to mind.
Cool. So last two questions. So there are a lot of people who would be willing to start a freelancing thing or a side hustle, and हो सकता है writing में शुरू करना चाहें. तो in general, इसको थोड़ा general रखते हैं. So what are the tips that you would give someone who is like in second year and वो देख के बोलता है कि यार second year में श्रेयांश भाई ने start किया था, मुझे भी करना है. तो any tips, and what are the platforms? Like there are a lot of platforms, right? Medium, LinkedIn, Twitter. मतलब लिखने के लिए तो बहुत सारे avenues हैं. तो what are some platforms, and what is some strategy that you would suggest a younger person?
I think the number one, the first advice I would give to like any aspiring student who wants to get into this career or this writing career or even a freelancing career is that start small. Like, don't set big goals at first. Like, don't devote all your time to it. Like, first, like if you're in college, like, don't give up on academics immediately. Start small. Write one post every week, every day. Not even every day, every week, every 2 days, every 3 days. Make one video every week, or record one podcast every week. Basically, start small. Over as you grow, then slowly start investing more time. Take away time from your academics and then start investing more time in your content journey, in your like content, in your social media profile or freelancing career. I know a lot of juniors in my college who are doing this wonderfully. uh, a lot of them are YouTubers like as well. uh, the second advice I would give is, don't neglect academics. I realized it the hard way that freelancing is a good option. The freelancing slash content is a good option, but it's very useful to have academics in your hand. Like a good academic performance can really help you. Uh, so it's never neglect academics. Always, keep it at a steady level. I know a few juniors, the same juniors I mentioned. I know a few of them who have like 4 5 CGPA, which is not. Which I don't think it's good because in college academics is really helpful. Maintaining a good CGPA can be really helpful. So it's always good to keep your options open. It never hurts you to have a 50 LPA job offer in your hand. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that's a very valid point. Like ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जो एकदम कुछ साइड हसल स्टार्ट करते हैं और फिर उसी में एकदम घुस जाते हैं. एंड थोड़ा बैलेंस अगर रखो ना, कॉलेज में यू हैव इनफ टाइम फॉर एवरीथिंग मेरे हिसाब से. मतलब तुम
Exactly. Yeah.
पढ़ भी सकते हो, तुम खेल भी सकते हो, तुम कूद भी सकते हो, मतलब सब कर सकते हो, बट थोड़ा सा कॉन्शियस है अपने टाइम का और मैनेज हो जाती है चीजें. ओके, सो लास्ट
टाइम
एंड
मैनेजमेंट करो. हाँ, टाइम मैनेजमेंट ठीक से करो. द
करेक्ट.
क्योंकि मतलब once you start seeing results, then it makes sense to invest more time in that. Take away time from academics and other things, and then start investing more time in your content journey. But तब तक don't prioritize. Don't put a lot of time in that. Keep it small.
करेक्ट. करेक्ट.
Yeah.
So last and final question, what is the one thing you could go back and tell your second year self कि भाई ये ध्यान रख ताकि your journey would have been more smoother, and like what is the one thing you could change in the journey?
I think I would tell him to be less lazy. Uh, why I'm saying this is that because since I started writing in my second year, like within like 4, 5, even 6 months, I think I started getting like inbound offers for freelancing. Like people used to message me, ki, do you also do freelancing? Like, will you write for us? So at that time I was lazy. I was like, कौन करेगा ये सब छोड़ो अभी आराम से कॉलेज में चिल मारते हैं. So I only started doing freelancing seriously right now, like maybe a few months back. If I think if I had started doing it like right then, if I had given up my if I had given up on my laziness and started doing it and started freelancing even in my second year or even in my second year or even third year, I think I'd be a much better writer slash freelancer right now.
So thank you, Shreyans, for coming to my channel and coming on this
Thanks a lot for
video.
having me. Thank you.
मजा आया और शाम को मिलते हैं क्रिकेट खेलने के लिए अभी.
Okay.
चलो, thank you guys. See you.